May 20th, 1927, a day that captured the hopes and imagination of the world. History was made when Charles Lindbergh became the first man to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Just after dawn, 25-year-old Lindbergh prepared for his flight in his Ryan NYP monoplane, the Spirit of St. Louis. He was ready to take off from Roosevelt Field in New York and begin his non-stop 3,600-mile flight across the Atlantic. Carrying 451 gallons of gasoline, the Spirit of St. Louis struggled to get off the ground. The plane was a conventional high-wing monoplane stripped of virtually all equipment, including radio and parachute, to make room for fuel. The key to Lindbergh's success and to the future of American aviation was the plane's engine. The new J5C Whirlwind was fitted with sodium-cooled valves and was the first in a series of very successful radial engines. Its speed averaged only 107 miles an hour, and sometimes Lindbergh dipped as low as 10 feet above the ocean waves. But as the fuel was used up and the plane got lighter, the Spirit of St. Louis climbed as high as 10,000 feet. Lindbergh battled fog and sleet over Newfoundland, crossed England and the Channel, and finally followed the Seine to Paris. The whole city was waiting for him. Finally, at 10 o'clock in the evening, 33 hours after he left New York, Lindbergh reported that he could see the lights of Paris. Hundreds of thousands turned out to greet him at Le Bourget Airport. Lindbergh said, "I appreciated the reception which had been prepared for me and had intended taxiing up to the front of the hangars, but no sooner had my plane touched the ground than a human sea swept toward it. I saw there was a danger of killing people with my propeller, and I quickly came to a stop." Lindbergh won a $25,000 prize for his nonstop flight, was hailed as a hero worldwide, and was honored with parades and awards. Lindbergh had loved aviation since childhood. He dropped out of the University of Wisconsin to attend a flying school. He apprenticed with a barnstormer until he bought his first plane in 1923 and began flying solo. The next year, he graduated from the U.S. Army Flying School in Texas and was commissioned second lieutenant in the Army Air Reserve Service. He left his job as a pilot for an airmail line to attempt the first non-stop New York to Paris flight. With his success, Lindbergh did a tremendous amount to promote aviation. He urged the creation of great airports and emphasized the wartime importance of airplanes. And people listened. Air travel grew steadily in popularity. Lindbergh's historic feat had fueled the public's imagination about flying. And on May 20th, 1927, who could have imagined that 42 years later, man would fly 238,000 miles to walk on the moon?